What is happening, everyone? It's GBall, and I have a knife here to unbox for you, coming in from Civivi. This is the Tashibaruka designed Kukei, I believe is how it's pronounced. If this is your first time stopping by, welcome to GBall Vision. Drop a comment below. Let me know what your carry is for today. We have our nice zippered pouch, and we have all kinds of goodies here falling out. I don't know much about this knife whatsoever. Microfiber cloth, stickers, and it's going to be a little guy. And it comes with a sheath there, the Kukei. I saw a little photo of the knife and the price point, and that was pretty much all I knew about this thing. I didn't know the size. It doesn't look like it comes with a pocket clip, so this is going to be just a little pocket dropper for you. I did read the little blurb. It said he basically designed this to be a functional, compact, utility style folder. So we do have a sheep's foot blade. This one has a machined satin on it, Nitro V for the blade steel. We have Jade G10 for the handle material, and they're going to come in a bunch of different versions. They're all going to be right around the $50 price point. Great access to the liner there, and that is going to be jimped. It has that nice symmetrical kind of proportions to it with the front flipper protruding there. And then we have the nice full-length back spacer here, mimicking it there on the bottom side. Clean looking knife for sure. Detent, very, very nice on this feller. That has the beautiful Civivi action that I remember. It's been quite some time since we've had a Civivi on the channel to check out. Let's get this sheath opened up. We'll take a look at that down in the sheath. And then we'll get a bunch of specs on this feller. So that's going to look pretty cool down in that sheet there. You can put it in either which direction, but in this case, you have that cool aesthetic and you can pull it right out and boom. I would say that's the way that it should go, but you can do what you please. We'll get a measurement here, starting off with the full length of the knife. It is going to come in under 5 inches. I would say 4 15/16. We have 1.5 inches of cutting edge and 2 1/16 of total blade. And for some comparison knives, we have the Katuo Mini Griffin here up top and the Vizino Rock Shark on the bottom. And then a couple of smaller knives. We have the Katuo Thorn up top, and then we have the CJRB Mylea on the bottom. These are both pretty small knives, but the Kukei is quite a bit smaller. So if you're looking for a very slim, thin profile, this is going to beat out some of these very small knives. So if that's something you're looking for, admittedly, it is not something I am really looking for. Although I welcome the different type of design and layout. I welcome all that stuff. I appreciate it. We're going to get the arch nemesis out here and give this thing a weight check. I like to play a game here on the channel with the new knives that come in. It is called Guess the Weight, where we attempt to guess the weight. I invite you to play along. You put your guess down in the comments, ounces or grams, whichever you prefer. Even if you already have a comment down there, go ahead and put your guess. And if you're enjoying this video, you like knives and EDC content, make sure you're subscribed here to the channel. I'm going to give this a go here and say that we're under 2, and I'm going to say 1.9 is where I'm going. 1.9. You put yours in the comments down below. Ounces or grams. Here we go. Don't cheat. Oh! Boy, they got that bugger down there low. They got that bugger down there low. It's coming in at 1.516 ounces and 44 grams. Woohoo! Something you won't even notice in your pocket. Now we'll get the calipers out here and get a couple of measurements on the handle and blade. We'll start off with our handle thickness, and that's going to come in at 0.39, so call it 0.4, and 10.1 millimeters will go to the blade stock thickness. And that is 2.5 millimeters and 100 thousandths on the nose. Yeah, that is 100 thousandths on the nose. We'll get a measurement here on our BTE, or the behind the edge measurement. We'll get a good hold here, and that's coming in at 16 thousandths there behind the edge, which that is coming down nice and thin. Let's see how this bad boy cuts out of the box. This little feller here, we'll put him up against the old catalog paper here, and Civivi, that's something they have never struggled with that I'm aware of. They have always had very good edge geometry, blade geometry, sharp edges out of the box. They do a superb job in that fashion. I have bought my fair share of Civivis over the years. It's been, you know, not as many here recently, but always welcome a new Civivi. This thing has a beautiful edge. Very, very nice. That is what we want to see. Now let's see how they did on the hardware situation and take a look at some of the aesthetics of this guy. We have a clean show side blade, which I really like. Non-tooled pivot, really like that. They use that for their emblem. I think that is perfectly acceptable. That's actually what I'd prefer over big branding out here on the blade. Not a big fan of that, but you know, it is what it is. So that's going to be a T8 there on the pivot, and then a T6 on the body screw. T8s all the way around is what I consider to be the standard at this point. It should be the standard, but you know, companies will do what they will. T8s though, that is T8s all the way around. Make it easy for everybody, right? Get good quality T8s, use them all the way around, and I think a lot of people would be happy in that regard. I think someday we'll get there, but you know, it might not be this year. Last thing we have to do here is introduce the Kukei to the spine whacker. We'll get a look at this lockup. That's going to be coming in about 50-60% there, which is a good spot to be in. Detent, beautiful on this knife, and it has broken in very nicely here. This thing, as small, short, thin as that blade is still will fall down to your thumb, and then a shake or two, and it is going to go home. It'll get even better than that as this breaks in. So that's pretty impressive in there. Good quality bearings around the pivot, and we have that beautiful detent, and we have that beautiful ceramic detent ball in there, giving this very, very good action. Let's go ahead and we'll introduce the Kukei to the spine whacker. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering, really? You're introducing that to the spine whacker? It don't matter the size, it don't matter what it is. It's meeting the spine whacker. As long as it's not like something that's being loaned into the channel or whatever, right? It's meeting the spine whacker. That's just the way that it goes. So we're going to give this a couple of love taps just to make sure that that liner is going to hold up under a little bit of stress. We'll check to see if there's any movement side to side or up and down. And that is locked up very nicely. There is no movement in there actually, side to side or up and down. That is very good. We'll go ahead, we'll open it up nicely, and we'll give it a light tap to get going. That was a pretty good crack actually. We'll close it and we'll check it. Feels good. So we proceed to give it a good shot. Close it and check it. And give it a very good shot, and that bad boy is holding up no problem. Might be even a little harder on this guy than some knives we are. Let's run this through a couple of checks and make sure everything is as it was. Still centered up there, about 50%, I would say. Detent is very good still. Beautiful. Very nice. I'd love it if this was, you know, 8 inches overall. I think that would be perfect. Really nice job on that front flipper. The jimping is nice and sharp for a flipper jimping, right? Which is a good thing. Great access to the liner. That is jimped as well. Nice little package. That's what she said. But, you know, you get the leather slip. And if you like that traditional type carry, this would be pretty dope, right? This would be a cool little backup to your backup type knife as well, right? Like you got your 2 normal folders, and then you throw this down in the pocket just in case, right? There's nothing wrong with it. You're not sick. Tell yourself you're not sick. You're fine, mentally at least. I tell myself that every day. You know, I sleep with a knife or 2 on my gym shorts. So, you know, I'm not crazy. This is cool though. I like the idea, the style, although not my typical, you know, speed. It's a cool idea, concept, and a great build and design from Civivi and Tashi there. You'll have to let me know, what do you think of the Kukei here? Is that even how that is said? What do you think of this knife and this style? I always look forward to hearing from you. Hit that thumbs up button. I truly appreciate it. It helps push this video out there to more people. If you want to be sure to see more dope daily knife and EDC content, make sure you're subscribed here to the channel. I will have links over to the Kukei down in the description. I'll have some videos popping up that you have not seen yet. Go check one of them out. Have an awesome day. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next one.